All right, here's another graph for us. Here's our data set, and we're seeing that it's the temperature in degrees Celsius of 2 rivers over 1 year. So I can see here that these are the names of the 2 rivers, Beaverton Creek and the Willamette River, and we've got months. Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In month 1, Beaverton Creek was 5 degrees, and in month 1, Willamette was 6 degrees Celsius. So when we are seeing the same kind of data over the same amount of time for 2 different things, we know we're making a double line graph because we have time and we have 2 different things. So we're going to make a double line graph. So let's remind ourselves by writing out our tails. T-A-I-L-S, and we have to remember to plot our points correctly. Okay, T stands for tails. The title of our graph is the title of our data table. We can shorten it to temperature of 2 rivers. That still gives us all the information we need. Okay, we got our title. Axes. Remember dry mix? The thing that we changed, the independent axis, independent variable goes on the x-axis. The thing we measured, the dependent variable, goes on the y-axis. So in this case, the thing that got measured was temperature. So we know that temperature is going to go on the y-axis. And if temperature goes on the y-axis, then months is the other thing that's changing. That's going to go on the x-axis. On this particular quiz, I also told you this here, that you're going to put, and remember I told you months on the x-axis and temperature on the y-axis. When you're taking a quiz, don't forget to look back into the quiz. Sometimes there are clues there for you. Okay, we got the axes done. Now we're going to skip forward to scale. The scale on our x-axis needs to go from 1 to 6, and the scale on our y-axis, we have to find the max temperature. So we look here, the max temperature is 22. Okay, so we're going to have to go from 0 to 22. 0 to 6 on, or 1 to 6 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. What if we could spread it out even more? Because that wouldn't go all the way to the end. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. Some kids will shorten this interval from 0 to 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes that works, but in general, it's good to keep your intervals between 0 and your first interval the same, just as you do in between the others. So let's do it this way. Month 1, month 2, 3, 4, notice that I labeled my intervals coming down like this. I saw a lot of kids who labeled their intervals along like this, and then it got hard to read. Which was month 5? Was it this line or this line or this line? When you've got it written that way, it can be hard. When you write them like this, it's super easy to tell. That's your interval. Okay, let's do the y-axis. So we got to go from 0 to 22. So let's start by counting by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right, next one up. Oh, we could try counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Wow, that would squish all our data down into here. So let's try by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. That, it doesn't go all the way to the top, but it stretches our data through most of the graph. So let's try that. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay. And again, I'm lining my numbers up with the lines because the lines are how we're measuring. It's not that this box is 2, it's that this line is 2. Hey, this brings up an important point about labels. This definitely says that these numbers are temperature, but it doesn't tell us, is it temperature degrees Fahrenheit, degrees Kelvin, temperature above room temperature? It doesn't tell us the unit. And our data table actually did tell us the units. The data table told us in degrees Celsius. So a good label is going to make sure that it gives us units as well. Okay, we have our scale taken care of. We've labeled our 2 axes. So we're solid on labels. Now we're ready to start plotting points. Because we have 2 different groups of data, we can use 2 different colors to represent those 2 kinds of data. So our first, we're going to do Beaverton Creek. So at month 1, it was 5 degrees Celsius. So there's 4, so there's 5. In month 2, it was 10 degrees Celsius. Over to 2, up to 10. In month 3, it was 16. Over to 3, up to 16. In month 4, it was 21. Over to 4, up to 21. In month 5, it was 17. Over to month 5, up to, there's 16, so there's 17. And then in month 6, it was 9. Month 6, there's 10, there's 9. Excellent. Part of labels is to make sure that your readers know what colors mean what. Often that gets put over to the side, so we could do it there. I kind of have some stuff written here, so I might do it here like this. And make sure that we know that this is Beaverton Creek. Excellent. And then I'll pick a different color to be the Willamette River. Looking through my colors, I'll pick this color, a nice blue. Okay, so Willamette River. In month 1, it was 6 degrees Celsius. So over to month 1, up to 6. Month 2, over to 2, up to 8. Month 3 was 14. Month 5 was 22. Month 4 was 22. Month 5 was 18. And month 6 was 9. Oh no, I plotted my points wrong. I got confused about my data. And when I plotted Beaverton Creek, I plotted it at 9. So I'm just going to come right over it. I'm just going to be like, nope, that's Beaverton Creek, or that's the Willamette River, and Beaverton Creek should be at 8, which is right there. All right. Now I'm ready to connect these dots. Because these red lines all are Beaverton Creek over the course of the year, they can get carefully connected. Ooh, that was not very careful. I should have been more careful to make my line right there. So this is telling us that if we were in the middle of month 1 and month 2, then Beaverton Creek would be that temperature. In the middle of month 3 and 4, there's a day that's in the middle of month 3 and 4. It's that temperature. Okay, we can do the same thing. We can say that that's the Willamette River, and we can carefully connect these lines. Okay. And I'll finish making sure that my labels are all labeled. And I have labeled it and plotted my points correctly. That is a lovely craft.